Strap yourself in, because this is our first mod review. That's right, not pack, a singular mod. So prepare for a short and sweet romp as we talk about the bane of my existence, the Create mod. As you may know, this video was originally going to be a cabin review, but as I continued to play, I realized I'd lost all desire to actually play the mod pack far before I even reached chapter 1. Not due to burnout or anything, but because of Create itself. How so? Well, stay tuned and find out. Before we begin though, I want to leave a note that this will probably have minimal editing, as not only is this video being made during Thanksgiving time, but I couldn't really think of any funny bits this time around, seeing as, we're working with a single mod here. So if this is like your first video that you've ever watched of me, genuinely go check out like any other video, especially like the ones in the most recent 4, because I started doing animations recently. Also, consider hitting that like and sub button. If we hit 100,000 subs, I'll play GrevTech New Horizons to completion. Or don't. Hey, you do you. I'm not your mom. Let's test our stress levels with the good bits. Create is not all awful. In fact, arguably I'd say this mod is objectively a good one. Aesthetically, the steampunk presentation is solid, and it's fun to see all the moving parts of your machine once it gets going. Also, the mod is designed with vanilla mechanics in mind. It fills gaps other blocks don't really do, and offers a number of redstone mechanisms that can add some extra control to your builds. Also, I find the prospect of modular multi-block machines fun to make. I mean, you got your tree farms, crop farms, this andesite miner I made that I think is only possible in Create. The point is, Create offers a cool new methodology of automation never seen before in Minecraft. Not to mention the sheer creative capability this mod has in the first place, no pun intended. Do I personally have any examples? No, not really. I'm more involved in like the automation end of things, but if we want to see more examples, then the trailer does a fantastic job, and there's plenty of builds on the internet just to show you what people have done with the mod. Genuinely, just use Google, go find some stuff. It's all just really spectacular. It's also incredibly approachable with its cool ponder system. The ponder system being a way that you just hold W on an item and it will visually show you what the object does, which, honestly, I think a lot of mods should just have a system like this. In general, this is a very useful way to teach a player. Like I said, objectively, the mod is good. It does a lot of neat stuff, and there's very little it actually does wrong. So then why did I quit my cabin review over it? Logistics. More specifically, how the mod handles logistics. Most mods and automation games tend to keep the logistics rather straightforward. Conveyors and factorials just transport whatever is on them with no extra input required. Transport pipes in most mods are a simple plug into the start point over to the end point with no extra input. Meanwhile, in Create, you have to acknowledge rotational speeds, rotation direction, stress units, multi-block structure size, cog placements, gearbox orientation. Holy shit! The logistics in Create are such a damn headache. Look, I know I'm a brainlet. If I was smarter, I don't think I'd be playing Minecraft to pay my bills right now. But I also know when something is just being complicated for zero valid reasons. Create complicates the basic idea of powering your machinery in such a way that I personally don't find enjoyable in any degree. Maybe it's because I'm used to most games and mods just having a simple power generator and wiring system and like what's known as magic boxes. But in this situation, there's so much happening that you spend more time just getting your machine started than actually making the machines. Which, in my opinion, feels awful. Automation is fun to me when it leaves the complications to simply getting machines to work with each other, not getting the machine to work in the first place. Not to mention the same exact powering system for your machines is the same that's required to move your conveyor belts. So even the goods transportation is handled with this overly complicated logistics system. To me, it feels like the mod complicated itself not for balance or for fun, but because it visually looks cool, which is not an even trade for me. Then there's the other issue that I think isn't a personal taste thing more than it is a design issue. Circle farms are genuinely the most efficient way to handle anything. It takes minimal effort, it works automatically with only a few mechanisms, and they're entirely modular to any plant or tree. Now, before anyone says that I just talked about how complications made the mod worse for me, please keep in mind that we are not talking about personal taste in this instance. Create very clearly wants to require a player to dedicate a lot of time into getting basic automation set up. Given the fact that certain mechanisms require gears to rotate in a particular direction and often take several steps to get stuff active. So if we are following along this intended design philosophy, then the idea of automating trees and crops with only a few blocks spits in the face of that design mentality. While I personally had more fun setting up this simple automation, hence why I did it twice during my playthrough on Cabin, the most optimal design being this easy to set up creates a weird disconnect between these farms and the weirdly overly complicated process to handle any other machinery. It genuinely takes more effort to make a millstone and a pressing station work than it does to make these farms. And you're supposed to start with the mill and press. Anyways, even though I only listed 2 reasons, the logistics side is what got me to quit the mod pack this early on. It's not really a matter of skill issue more than it was just me not finding this process fun in the first place. It overcomplicates the part I am less invested in, that being just powering up my machines, which means I spent a large portion of my playtime being bored. It's a lot like being told to eat your peas before your dessert, but there's a disproportionate amount of peas compared to dessert you get. Is Create a good mod? Yeah. Do I like the mod? Not at all. Which brings us to this point. I want to apologize to all the people I let down by putting this mod pack review in the bin. I didn't feel like it'd be right for me to review a mod pack when I only tickled the toes of the content. However, to be fair, I will go ahead and shout out some mod packs that often get requested for me to play that I know are Create heavy to some extent. I am always down to give credit to mod packs if and when I can, even if I don't particularly jive with what they're built on. Obviously, Cabin gets a shout out, which by proxy includes Create Above and Beyond. For the time I played, I did find that the mod was pretty well integrated into everything, and most of the mods within the pack got tweaked to accommodate a Create heavy experience. So if you want that, you should totally go play it. Integrated Minecraft has been recommended a lot, and from what I heard, Create has been properly introduced to numerous structures, so it feels like a part of Minecraft instead of just tossed in for the lols. Might be worth checking that out too. And last, but certainly not least, Compression. Made by Niyagi, a good friend of mine, this mod pack is an expert pack that utilizes not just Create, but tons of other mods in a very intertwined way and unique way that you won't really find anywhere else. I don't want to spoil a whole lot on it because I think some of its wow factor actually comes from you going in completely blind, but I've seen some of the development firsthand and it's absolutely mental just how complex this mod pack is. If you're interested in a mod pack that will keep you busy for an incredibly long time with a crafting diagram that makes quantum physics look like a kindergarten math class, seriously, just go give it a look. I'm sure you'll love it. That being said, it's time for a new vote, since Cabin got yeeted. Though, this one is going to be a bit different, and it's actually already actively a poll on my YouTube, community post, so if you want to vote there, that works too. Truth is, I'm starting to run out of mod packs of reasonable quality to review, and there's a handful of packs I'm saving for a proper playthrough once Divine Journey 2 is done, or when I hit 100k subs. Hint, hint. Believe it or not, while there's tons of mod packs that I clearly can't play all in my lifetime, only maybe 10% of them are actually worth talking about that don't feel like another one I've played. I have an incredibly selective guideline for what packs I actually put up for review, and as a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever listed it on video, so I'm going to go ahead and do it here. For starters, it can't be like something I've already done. I think the channel would get really old really fast if I constantly played mod packs that were literally identical to something I reviewed like 2 weeks ago. It also can't be something I plan on playing through on its own, so if there's at any point your mod pack just hasn't entered a vote at any point, or just seems like it's been sort of ignored, there's probably a good reason. It's probably in that, especially a lot of the older packs that take hundreds of hours to complete. So if you do want me to cover those multi-100-hour mod packs, then the playthroughs are probably the way to go, especially considering the fact that playthroughs usually end up being just prolonged reviews where I just talk about my journey while also mentioning mods that have problem XYZ. Also, obviously, the no kitchen sink rule, though I think I need to elaborate on what a kitchen sink is because there's been people throwing the kitchen sink comment at any mod pack that has more than just one type of mod in it, and that's not how that works, so let me go ahead and sit you down and have a little bit of clash real quick. Kitchen sinks are when mods are lumped in with absolutely no semblance of structure, or the structure is so loose it's barely recognizable. Not a mod pack that has tons of different mod themes that actually do work with each other. I think it's important people understand that and stop calling anything that isn't solely magic or tech a kitchen sink. Another thing is the creator of the pack can't be problematic, which I know is kind of weird because I covered Vault Hunters and Escal's part of that team, but I don't really see them as the creator more than the mascot for the team, so there's just that. But bottom line is that if your creator of a mod pack is completely problematic for one reason or another, I tend to dodge it because, you know, I don't want to support somebody who's a problem. And the last but single most important guideline, the pack must not use any AI-generated assets. Period. Hard stop. I do not care. You are making something in a creative space. You typing up a sentence for it to generate an image for you is not creative. It's brain-dead behavior. Knock it the fuck off. Also, if you're using the AI thing from YouTube that's summarizing the video, I have an idea for you as well. Watch the video! Hopefully these guidelines kind of help clear up what I use as like a metric to pick mod packs, so that way in the future we can understand why something doesn't show up. Anyways, I got completely sidetracked. I'm gonna pitch some ideas, and I want you all to post in comments what you think would be cooler. Your options this time are pivoting to playthrough videos like Divine Journey 2's ongoing series, or playing another game that scratches the same itch as modded Minecraft for a while. Comment what game you want, of course. Top comment has a chance to overrule this vote if it's something I can see myself actually doing, and no, you cannot say Greg Tech, you guys got a goal to make, you know the rules. Also, no, this does not mean that ModPack reviews are dead, they're just taking a nap for a while new ones get made. I also want to give a special thanks to our members Hoonter, Canni, and FunnyLookingBird for helping to keep the lights on, especially considering that membership up until now didn't really have a real benefit outside of some emotes and a funny icon next to your name. Honestly, it's astounding to me that anyone would even throw money in my direction in the first place. However, I am glad to report that you guys get a new benefit. On my Discord channel, there's actually a members-only chat where you not only get to talk in there with the other members, but you also get the ability to ask me questions and answer polls that might be exclusive to you. So, you know, if y'all are interested, there it is. Also, no, I'm not doing members-only videos. Those are stupid. The idea of my videos is for you guys to watch it. Why would I gate you guys from watching that in the first place? So, no member-only videos. It's not happening. Stop it. Anyways, leave your vote in the comments below, and until next time, this has been the Bond Dweller. No more gears, please, I beg.